So any student from electrical join the session? Okay, so all of you can see the screen. Yes, please reply. Can you see the screen? I am audible. Yes, Snehal Jadhav, thank you. Yes. So can you see the screen? PPT?
Yes.
Yes, okay, thank you. So now, good evening to one and all. So I, Mrs. Gauri Bote, Department of General Science, DPKBIT Baramati. I welcome you all to this lecture series of Engineering Mathematics for GATE exam 2021 or 2020. So now uh, this series start from 2nd September, and this program is organized by AICT sponsored Prerna Center for SC/ST students along with the Center of Excellence Srinivas Ramanujan Center for Enhancement of Mathematical Ability. Okay. So yesterday's session we see some basic properties of matrices, determinant, inverse, and orthogonal matrix, and example based on that. So now in today's session, I start rank of the matrix, then system of linear equation, eigenvalues and eigenvectors, and example based on these three. Okay. So already you see all these three part in engineering mathematics 1 under the chapter matrices. Okay. So just based on that, some example, the same syllabus is in your GATE examination, which is from M1. Okay. So first I start rank of the matrix. So what is rank of the matrix? So rank of matrix is a we find out only rank of non-zero matrix, and rank of non-zero matrix A is a positive number n such that every minor of order n plus 1 of that matrix is 0, and there exists at least one minor which is non-zero minor of order n. Then we can say rank of matrix is A, and it is denoted as row of A. Okay. Now the rank of matrix we denote as row of A, and rank of matrix is the maximum order of its non-zero minor. Okay. So suppose A is the matrix of order m by n, then always if submatrices of possible order is minimum of this m comma n, and therefore keep in mind rank of matrix is always less than or equal to minimum of this number m comma n. So for example, A is the matrix of 3 by 5. So rank of A is less than or equal to 3. Okay. Then if R is the rank or N is the rank, and if A has non-zero minor of order R, then always rank of matrix A is greater than or equal to R. And if every minor of order R plus 1 is 0, then rank of matrix is less than or equal to R. So these are the properties sometimes asked for MCQ questions. Then we see more properties of rank of the matrix. Okay. So if A is non-singular matrix of order n, that means determinant of A is non-zero. So rank of matrix A is n. If determinant of matrix is non-zero or A is non-singular matrix of order n, then rank of matrix A is n. So sometimes question will be asked, A is 5 by 5 non-singular matrix, then the rank of matrix A is. So it is non-singular means obviously rank is its order 5. Okay. Second property, if A is singular matrix, that is determinant of A is 0 and it is a matrix of order n, then rank of A must be strictly less than n. Okay. So if A is the matrix which is singular, of order n, then rank of A is strictly less than n. Okay. Now, third property, the rank of unit matrix or identity matrix of order n is same as n, because that matrix is non-singular, so therefore its rank is nothing but order of the matrix. Okay. So sometimes question is, if I is identity matrix of order 4, what is the rank? So its rank is 4. Okay. Now next property, rank of matrix is the number of non-zero rows in its row echelon form. Rank of the matrix is the number of non-zero rows in its row echelon form. Then rank of matrix A and A transpose are same. Okay. So matrix A and A transpose having same rank. And next property, the elementary transformation and elementary transformation of a matrix do not alter the rank of matrix. It does not changes the rank of matrix A. So if I perform R2 minus R1 or 3 times R3, so it does not changes the rank of matrix. Okay. So in this way, we are using this, we reduce the matrix. Now how we find out the rank of matrix? So to find out the rank of matrix, we reduce the matrix into row echelon form, and we reduce it into row echelon form only using row transformations. Okay. So already we see the rank of matrix is the number of non-zero rows in its row echelon form. Okay. So for what is row echelon form now? So for each non-zero row, the elements below that must be 0. Okay. So elements below that must be 0. So suppose this is the first row which is non-zero row. So elements below that must be 0. Now for second row, this is my first non-zero element 4, and the element below that it is 0. Okay. So roughly it is the upper triangular matrix, elements below diagonal are 0. Okay. So everybody understand what is row echelon form? Okay, it is roughly the elements below the diagonal or elements below the first non-zero element of each row are 0. So we have to make element 0 below A11, below A22 and continue, and non-zero rows are above and 0 rows are at the bottom. This is the row echelon form. And once we reduce the matrix into row echelon form, then we get number of non-zero rows gives the rank of matrix. Okay. So here we are having non-zero rows are 2, and this is the row echelon form of matrix A. So here in this case rank of matrix is 2. Okay. So I hope everybody understand rank part. Okay. Yes, some people are still joining. So anybody from electrical department is there? Yes. Okay. Everybody are there. Now you understand rank of the matrix concept. Okay. So what we do? We reduce the matrix into row echelon form, and the number of non-zero rows in its echelon form gives the rank of matrix. Okay. And how we reduce it into echelon form? So we are using elementary row transformations. So first we make the element 0 below A11. Okay. Then for second row, suppose this is first non-zero element, so we make it is 0. Okay. So let us see first example. Find the rank of matrix A, where matrix A is 1, 3, 4, first row, 2, 4, 3, 3, 7, 7. Okay. So matrix is 1, 3, 4, 2, 4, 3, 3, 7, 7. So to reduce it into row echelon form, we have to make 0 below A11. So we have to make 0 below this A11. So make A12 and A1, A31 and A21 0. So to make this element 0, we perform R2 minus 2R1. So perform R2 minus 2R1. So 2 minus 2, we get here 0. 4, 3 into 2, 6. 4 minus 6 minus 2. 3 minus 8. So 3 minus 8 minus 5. So 0 minus 2 minus 5. So in this way I make 0 below A11, this A12. Now to make this element 3 0, I use transformation R3 minus 3R1. So 3 minus 3 0. 7 minus 3 times 3, that is 7 minus 9 minus 2. Then 7 minus 3 times 4, that is 7 minus 12. So it is minus 5. So we are getting new matrix 1, 3, 4. Second row 0, minus 2, minus 5. 0, minus 2, minus 5. Now still it is not in the row echelon form. Okay. So what I have to do? I want to make entry 0 below this A12. So how I make this 0? So to make this entry 0, I use R3 minus R2. So we perform R3 minus R2. So 0 minus 0, minus 2, minus minus plus 2, it becomes 0. Minus 5, minus minus plus 5, it is 0. So here we are getting matrix which is roughly upper triangular, or 0 rows are at the bottom. For each first two non-zero rows, elements below first non-zero rows are 0. So it is row echelon form. So row echelon form of matrix A is this matrix. And how many non-zero rows here? The number of non-zero rows are 2 non-zero rows. There are 2 non-zero rows. So rank of matrix A is 2. So everybody get it? Rank of matrix A is 2. Okay. So next example. Just I do what we do. We make 0 below A11. Then we get new 2 R2 and R3 rows. Again check here first non-zero element. Make the element 0 below that. So if here we are getting another non-zero element, rank must be 3. Here we get 0 rows, so only 2 0 rows, non-zero rows, so rank is 2. Okay. Now this is the question from GATE question paper. So if P is equal to 1 1 minus 1, 2 minus 3 4, 3 minus 2 3, and matrix Q is minus 1 minus 2 minus 1, 6 12 6 5 10 5, find the rank of matrix P plus Q. Okay. So matrix P is given 3 by 3 matrix, Q is given 3 by 3 matrix, and we have to find out the rank of matrix P plus Q. Okay. So here first we find out P plus Q. So add the two elements. 1 minus 1, it is 0. 1 minus 2, corresponding elements we are adding. Okay. So 1 minus 2 minus 1, minus 1 minus 1 minus 2, 2 plus 6 8, minus 3 plus 12 9, 4 plus 6 10, 3 plus 5 8, minus 2 plus 10 plus 8, 3 plus 5 8. So here we are getting the matrix P plus Q. Okay. Now to find out the rank of matrix P plus Q, we have to reduce this matrix into row echelon form. So try to reduce it into row echelon form. So first we make A11 is non-zero entry. So for that I interchange the rows, perform R13. Okay. So interchange first and third row. Okay. So write down first row as elements of third row as element of first row, and you try to reduce it into row echelon form. So you have to take pen and paper and try to reduce this matrix into row echelon form. So first use the operation R1 into interchange R1 3. Yes. Start solving. So equivalent matrix is 8, 8, 8, 8, 9, 10, 0, minus 1, minus 2. So now we have to make 0 below A11. So already here it is 0. So we make only 0 here. Okay. So which operation we use? Here it is 8, here it is 8. So R2 minus R1. So perform R2 minus R1. 8 minus 8 it is 0. 9 minus 8 it is 1. 10 minus 8 it is 2. Okay. So this is the equivalent matrix of P plus Q. So we make 0 below A11. Still it is not in the row echelon form because below diagonal elements are not 0. So we have to make this element 0. This minus 1. So here it is minus 1, here it is plus 1. So we perform R3 plus R2. So perform R3 plus R2. So 0 plus 0, minus 1 plus 1, 0, minus 2 plus 2, 0. Now this is the equivalent row echelon form of matrix P plus Q. First row is 8, 8, 8 as it is. Second row 0, 1, 2. Third row 0, 0, 0. And if you observe the elements below diagonal are 0. So it is in the row echelon form. Okay. So therefore what is rank of matrix? Number of non-zero rows. So there are two non-zero rows. So rank of matrix A is 2. Okay. So I hope you understand. So you try this. Find the rank of matrix of order n plus 1 by n plus 1. There are n plus 1 rows and n plus 1 columns. And the elements are 1a square dash dash a raised to n, 1a square a raised to n. All rows are equivalent. So what is the rank of this matrix? Okay. So reduce it into row echelon form and find out the yes. Okay. So reduce it into row echelon form and find the rank of matrix. Okay. Yes, Sneha, answer 1. Anurag, correct. Answer is 1. Yes, very good. So can anybody explain? Just unmute your mic. Yes, Rishikesh also. Just unmute your mic and give the answer. Yes, Anurag, Sneha, Rishikesh. Anybody? Unmute your mic and give me the answer. Why it is 1? Answer is correct, no problem. Yes, you also, you can speak. Or anybody other students? Yes, anybody? Yes.
मॅम रो बाकीच्या रोज सगळ्या पहिल्या रोच्या मल्टिपल आहेत आणि आपल्याला नंतर ती रो इक्वलन फॉर्म मध्ये आणल्यानंतर फक्त एकच रो नॉन
Correct. So when we correct, very good. So when we reduce this into row echelon form, so To make 0 below A11, we use R2 minus R1, R3 minus R1, Rn plus 1 minus Rn. And what we get resultant matrix, all the rows are 0 except first one. Everybody getting this? When I perform this row operation, R2 minus R1, R3 minus R1, R4 minus R1, all rows are identical. सगळ्या रो कशा आहेत सेम आहेत. त्याच्यामुळे रो ऑपरेशन केल्यावरती एक्सेप्ट फर्स्ट त्याच्या खालच्या सगळ्या रोज किती मिळणार आहेत 0 रोज होणार आहेत. And number of non-zero rows in its row echelon form is 1. So therefore rank of matrix is 1. So here answer is rank is equal to 1. Okay. So rank is equal to 1. Okay. So similar questions are there. If A is a matrix 7 by 7 with all entries are 3, what is the rank? Again answer is same. Okay. So now I go to next point now. I hope you understand the rank concept. So just reduce the matrix into row echelon form. That means convert it into roughly upper triangular matrix and find number of non-zero rows. Okay. So now next part is system of linear equations. And again for system of linear equations, we are using the concept rank of the matrix. So every system of linear equations, we can reduce it into matrix form. Ax is equal to b. Now the system is consistent means it has solution, and the condition for consistency is rank of AB is equal to rank of matrix A. If rank of matrix AB is equal to rank of A, then system is consistent. And it is inconsistent means it has no solution. So what is the condition? Rank of AB is not equal to rank of A. So in that case, system is inconsistent. Okay. Now, if it is consistent, either it has unique solution or infinite solution. There is no choice of 3 solutions or exactly 4 solutions. If it is consistent, it has solution. So only 2 choices are there. So either system has unique solution or infinitely many solutions. And inconsistent means system has no solution. Okay. So when system has unique solution, if rank of matrix AB, augmented matrix AB is equal to rank of A is equal to number of unknowns, system has unique solution. Then second, if rank of AB is equal to rank of A, but which is strictly less than number of unknowns, then it has infinite solutions. And if augmented matrix rank and rank of A is different, that means not equal to, so system is inconsistent, it has no solution. Okay. So I will share the notes, so you can recall afterwards. So example, system of equation 2x plus 4y is equal to 10 and 5x plus 10y is equal to 25 has which type of solutions? No solution, unique, no unique solution, only one solution, only 2 solutions and infinite solution. Okay. So we have to find out which option is correct. Okay. So first let us write the given system. So given system we can write Ax is equal to B. So here coefficient matrix, first row is the 2, 4, second row 5, 10, matrix of unknown xy and RHS matrix is 10 and 25. So this matrix form of the given system Ax is equal to B. Then its augmented matrix means the matrix A along with last column is RHS column. So 2, 4, 10, 5, 10, 25. Okay. Now to check the condition of solutions, we have to reduce this matrix AB into row echelon form and find out the rank of AB as well as rank of A. Just if I hide the last part, of this, I will get matrix A. Okay. So if I hide this part, I get matrix A. So now let us reduce into row echelon form. Yes. So row echelon form is we have to reduce. So 2, 4, 10, 5, 10, 25. So first I make this entry 1. So I perform 1 by 2 R1. So it become 1, 2, 5. And now I make 0 below A1, 1. So here it is 5, here it is 1. So I perform the operation R2 minus 5 R1. So 5 minus 5 0. 10 minus 2 times 5 means 10. It is 0. 25 minus 5 times 5, 25, it is 0. So we get last row is 0. So rank of matrix A, B. So here only one non-zero row. So rank of AB is 1. Now if I hide last part here. So this is my matrix A. Again number of non-zero rows are 1. So rank of AB is equal to rank of A is equal to 1. And now, what is the conclusion? Rank of AB is equal to rank of A. Rank of matrix AB is equal to rank of A is equal to 1, but which is strictly less than number of unknowns, 2 unknowns. So therefore, system has infinitely many solutions, and therefore in previous example, option D, infinite solutions. Okay. So I hope everybody understand this. Now, one property of homogeneous system. So homogeneous system is always consistent, and Ax is equal to 0 is homogeneous system if A is non-singular. Now homogeneous system is always consistent, and if A is non-singular, then it has only 0 solution or trivial solution or unique solution. If Ax is equal to 0 and A is singular, then it has infinitely many solutions. Okay. So we see example. Find the value of alpha for which the equation 2x plus y plus 2z is 0, x plus y plus 3z is 0, and 4x plus y plus alpha z 0 has non-zero solution. Okay. So when this system has non-zero solution, so this is homogeneous system. RHS part is 0, and just I see if the determinant of A is 0, it is singular, it has non-zero solution. If determinant of A is non-zero, it has 0 solution. So just I write coefficient matrix A, which is 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 4, 1 alpha. And for non-trivial solution, determinant of A is 0. So I find out determinant of A, which is just alpha, and I equate it to 0. So if alpha is 0, system has infinite solution. Okay. And this is numerical type of question. You have to type the answer. So just if singular solution, non-zero solutions, equate the determinant of A is 0, or if here alpha is not there. So in that case, if determinant of A is 0, so it has solution. If determinant of A is non-zero, it has only trivial solution or 0 solution. So you try this. Now next part I come eigenvalues and eigenvector. Okay. So this is the important part. So the constant number alpha or lambda is eigenvalue of the matrix A if there exists non-zero vector x such that Ax is equal to lambda times x. So when I multiply the vector x by matrix A, and if my resultant vector is some constant multiple times same vector x, then lambda is eigenvalue of that matrix and x is corresponding eigenvector. Okay. So the x is non-zero vector always, and lambda may be 0, might be non-zero. Okay. Then the determinant of this a minus lambda is equal to 0 is called characteristic polynomial, and the roots of characteristic polynomial are nothing but eigenvalues. Okay, so just I go through fast. I want to cover more examples. So if it is 2 by 2 matrix, so its characteristic equation is lambda square minus s1 lambda plus s2 is 0, where s1 is trace of the matrix A, that means sum of the diagonal elements of A, and s2 is determinant of matrix A. Okay. Then if A is 3 by 3 matrix, then the characteristic equation is lambda cube minus s1 lambda square plus s2 lambda minus s3 is 0, where s1 is trace of the matrix A, that is sum of diagonal elements of A. S2 is sum of minors of diagonal elements of A. S2 means sum of the minors of diagonal elements of A, and S3 is determinant of matrix A. Okay. Now we see a very important property we are using for solving problems. Is equal to trace of the matrix. Okay, is equal to sum of all diagonal element of the matrix. What is the first property? If alpha lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3 are eigenvalues and a11, a12, a13 are diagonal elements, so sum of eigenvalues, all eigenvalues is equal to sum of all diagonal elements. And the second important property is product of all eigenvalue is equal to determinant of the matrix. Okay. So by using this property, we are solving so many examples. Now third property, if matrix is triangular or diagonal matrix, then eigenvalues are nothing but diagonal elements. Okay. If matrix is triangular or diagonal matrix, eigenvalues are nothing but the elements of diagonal elements. Okay. Then if lambda is eigenvalue of matrix A, then it is also eigenvalue of A transpose. Then k lambda is eigenvalue of Ka. Then lambda is eigenvalue of A. 1 by lambda is eigenvalue of A inverse. Then lambda plus k is eigenvalue of A plus ki. And lambda raised to k is eigenvalue of A raised to k. Okay. So these are the important properties. And if A is singular matrix, this determinant 0 and product of matrix is also 0. So at least one eigenvalue must be 0 of a singular matrix. And if A is non-singular, then all eigenvalues are non-zero. So these are the properties. Now based on this, we see example. So find the sum of all eigenvalues of the matrix A, where A is the matrix given 2, 1, 5, 6, 5, 0, then 6, 5, 5, 1, 5, 0, 8, 3, 5, 4, 8, 5, 3, 5, 5, 5, 5, 0. So it is 3 by 3 matrix with large entries. Okay. So it is difficult to find out actual eigenvalues. So we are not finding actual eigenvalues, but what we have to find out, sum of all eigenvalues. We are not interested in individual eigenvalues. We have to find out sum of all eigenvalues. And what we say, sum of all eigenvalues is nothing but the sum of all diagonal elements. So therefore, sum of all eigenvalues is equal to sum of all diagonal elements. So therefore, what is the sum of just diagonal elements? Add these elements. 215 plus 150 plus 550. So it is equal to 915. So without calculating single eigenvalue, we get sum of all eigenvalues are 915. Okay. So I hope you understand this problem. Now let us see another example. The minimum and maximum eigenvalue of the matrix are -2 and 6 respectively. What is the other eigenvalue where matrix A is given? First row 1, 1, 3, second row 1, 5, 1, third row 3, 1, 1. Okay. So what is given? Two eigenvalues are given. First is -2, second is 6. So we have to find out third eigenvalue lambda 3. Now we are using property. What is the sum of eigenvalues is equal to sum of diagonal element. So lambda 1 plus lambda 2 plus lambda 3 is equal to diagonal element sum 1 plus 5 plus 1, that is 7. So one eigenvalue is -2, second is 6. So here plus lambda 3 is equal to 7. So here we are getting lambda 3 is equal to 7 plus 2, 9 minus 6, that is 3. So I hope you understand this. Yes. Now you solve this third problem. Eigenvalues of matrix P, where P is matrix 4, 5, 2 minus 5, second row, and 4 options are given to you: -7, 8, -6, 5, 3, 4, 1 and 2. So use the hint, sum and product of eigenvalues, and cross check your answer. Okay. Yes, so what is the answer? Yes, somebody sent Kiran Patil B answer. Any other students? Yes, so what is the sum must be 4 plus minus 5, that is sum is equal to -1, sum of the eigenvalues 4 plus minus 5, and product is determinant. What is the determinant? -20 or -20 -10, that is -30. So product is -30. So which eigenvalues satisfy this? So addition is -6 plus 5, it is -1, and product of eigenvalues are -30. Okay. So this B option satisfy these two properties. So therefore option B is correct. So without calculating any actual eigenvalues, we are getting this. Okay. So similar question, the eigenvalues of matrices are: A is given to you 3 minus 1 1, -1 3 minus 1, -1 minus 1 3, and you have to find out the option with the help of again same property. So what is the sum of eigenvalues? Sum must be 9. So which option is correct? Yes, correct, Anurag. Sum is -130 for previous example. Now this example, which option is correct? Which option having sum is 9? 1 4 4. It is 9. Second option is also there, but check about the determinant. Okay. So actually here option is C. So you find out determinant and sum, you are getting answer. Okay. So I will share the PDF. So you try it at home. Now next example I would like to share. Find eigenvalues of matrix A, where A is 4 2 2 4, corresponding to eigenvector 10 10 is the eigenvector. Okay. So we have to find out eigenvalue for matrix A for which eigenvector is x is 10, 10. So we know that if k is eigenvalue, then ax is equal to kx and x is eigenvector. Okay, this x is eigenvector. So I find out ax. So multiply this matrix ax 4, 2, 2, 4 and 10, 10. So first row, first column. So 40 plus 20, what is we are getting? 60. Then again 2 into 10, 20 plus 40, we are getting 60. Okay. So here it is 6 times 60 60 and how we write this vector 60 60? 6 times of x vector. So therefore the value of k is 6 and therefore eigenvalue of this matrix corresponding to given eigenvector is 6. So in this way we are calculating, if a matrix is given, eigenvector is given, just we are finding ax and the resultant vector we try to write down some multiple number of vector x. Okay, so we are getting this. Then you try this, find eigenvalues of the matrix. Now here the eigenvalues of matrix are, where A is given matrix 1 3 4 0 2 3 0 0 5. So we have to find out all eigenvalues. But if you observe this matrix is triangular, upper triangular matrix, and therefore the diagonal elements are upper triangular matrix. So therefore the eigenvalues are nothing but diagonal elements, so which is 1, then 2 and third is 5. Okay. So therefore eigenvalues are nothing but diagonal elements 2, 1, 2 and 5 diagonal elements. Okay. So next again you have to find out sum of eigenvalues. So just find out trace. It is 4 by 4 matrix is given. So no need to calculate all eigenvalues. Just find out sum of the all diagonal element is nothing but sum of the eigenvalues. So here answer is 3 plus 3 plus 4, that is it is 10. So required answer is sum of all eigenvalues equal to 10. Okay. Now again vector is given 1 2 minus 1 is the eigenvector and matrix A is given minus 2 2 minus 3 2 1 minus 6 minus 1 minus 2 0. Then find out one of the eigenvalues. So here also you have to perform same thing. You have to find out A into X matrix and you have to find out the number K for which is K times X. Okay. So you try this, find out AX matrix product A into X and then try to write down resultant vector. Suppose we get Y here. So try to write down this vector Y is K times X. So that is K number gives the eigenvalue. So you try it immediately. Matrix A is given to you. Vector is also given 1 2 minus 1. It is X vector. It is A matrix. Yes, Anurag send answer C. Okay. Now I share the link of attendance, but I will extend for 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes, so I can cover this part. Okay. So, what is the resultant vector you get, Anurag? Just write resultant vector. Resultant vector after multiplying a into x, what you are getting? Yes, Anurag, just write. Tell me what is the vector 5, 10 and yes, 5, 10 minus 5. So you are getting 5, 10 minus 5 vector. So here you are getting ax is equal to vector 5, 10 and minus 5. So which term we can take outside constant? 5. So if I take 5 outside, and what I am getting? 1, 2 minus 1. So therefore my eigenvalue is 5. So answer C. Okay. So in this way we are calculating, without calculating actual eigenvalue we can find out. Okay. Now next part is you have to find out the eigenvector, which is one of the eigenvalue is -2. So which of the following eigenvector corresponding to -2 is the eigenvector? Okay. So there are two ways to solve this problem. Either you are finding, you cross check, substitute all options and you take for which eigenvector you are getting satisfy ax is equal to 2x. This is one method, and each time you substitute this x is either a, b, c or d. And another way is, if you are getting multiple of -2 times given vector, then you are finding eigenvector. Or another way is we are finding a minus lambda I. Simplify this system, a minus lambda I. A minus lambda I. Okay. But I think instead of doing this, you substitute one by one option and cross check which answer gives you, which option gives you this solution ax is equal to -2x. So one by one cross check, find out the resultant vector, and if it is multiple of -2 times given vector, that is the corresponding eigenvector. So you try it. Yes, you try it. ax मॅट्रिक्स मल्टिप्लिकेशन करा, ax आणि ABCD मधला कुठला ऑप्शन येतोय ते बघा. मल्टिपल ऑफ -2. तुम्ही पहिल्या एलिमेंट्स वरून पण चेक करू शकता. इफ आय मल्टिप्लाय फर्स्ट रो फर्स्ट कॉलम and if I am getting -2 times the first element, so then you are correct, otherwise you have to go for next one. Okay. So anybody having answer? So here D is the answer. You cross check. When I operate the vector D on matrix A, in that case I am getting vector. Okay. So here D is the answer. Now properties of eigenvector. So eigenvalues of a square matrix may be 0, but eigenvectors are never 0. Then second property, eigenvector corresponding to distinct eigenvalues are linearly independent. Eigenvector corresponding to distinct eigenvalues are linearly dependent, and eigenvector corresponding to distinct eigenvalues of real and symmetric matrix are orthogonal vector to each other. Okay. So one more property, if matrix having distinct eigenvectors and which is equal to number of order, then it is diagonalizable matrix. Okay. Then next part is Cayley-Hamilton theorem. So every square matrix satisfies its own characteristic equation. That means suppose the characteristic equation of matrix A is lambda square plus 3 lambda plus 4 is equal to 0. Then the equation satisfied by matrix A is I replace lambda by A and constant term by constant term times identity matrix. So equation satisfied by A is A square plus 3A plus 4I is equal to 0. And we are using this to solve the examples. Okay. So here is interesting example. The matrix A is given 2, 1, 0, minus 2. And the value of A raised to 8 we have to find out actually, and it is given K times I, where I is identity matrix. Then the value of K is, so first we are finding its characteristic equation. So we are finding sum of the diagonal elements. It is 2 minus 2, 0. Determinant is minus 4 minus 0, that is minus 4. And characteristic equation is lambda square minus 4 is equal to 0. Now, here the equation satisfied by matrix A is replace lambda by A and constant term by constant term into A. So A square minus 4I is equal to 0. So A square becomes 4I. But we have to find out A raised to 8. So I taking raised to 4th power. So A raised to 4 becomes 4 raised to 4 into I raised to 4, which is again identity. So 4 raised to 4 is 256. So this matrix A raised to 8 is actually, we are getting 256 times identity matrix, and therefore the value of K is 256. So in this way we are using this Cayley-Hamilton theorem. Okay. So another example, 1, 2, 4 are eigenvalues of matrix A, then the determinant of A transpose inverse. So we are using so many properties. So first one is eigenvalues of matrix A are 1, 2, 4. So eigenvalues of A transpose are also same, 1, 2, 4. So what are the eigenvalues of A transpose inverse? Lambda is eigenvalue, 1 by lambda is eigenvalue of A inverse. So 1 by 1, that is 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 4 are eigenvalues of A transpose inverse. And we know that the determinant of matrix is nothing but the product of eigenvalues. So product of these three elements, 1 into 1 by 2 into 1 by 4, 1 by 8. So 1 by 8 means 0.125 is the value of determinant of A transpose inverse. So what I do? Just I find out eigenvalues of this by using the eigenvalues of matrix A, and product of all eigenvalues is determinant property. We use that and we are solving. Okay. So any questions, any suggestions from your side? Okay. So I will post one MCQ test on this topic on coming Saturday. So before that, I will also share the notes or PPT, PDF of these PPTs. Okay. So thank you very much. I already shared the link of attendance and feedback in a chat box. Okay. So anybody having doubts? Any suggestions? Yes, I think only few people are there. Okay, so now I stop here. So anybody having doubt, any suggestions? Please. So thank you. Yes, Prachi, thank you. Okay, so just complete this attendance and feedback. Okay, so today we finish this linear algebra session, and I will post the record of this session also. So I hope no doubts. Okay, so I end the meeting. Okay, thank you, Aditya.